Ever tried to build a homework routine and ended up in a power struggle? If you ever felt like consistency is impossible or only works for other families, this episode is for you. Welcome to Raising Scholars. I'm Jacquie Langworthy, education leader, center owner, and a mom who raised two confident and independent scholars. I've spent 14 plus years helping families build routines that actually work, even when life is busy. Here's my promise to you. By the end of this episode, you'll have real strategies for building a consistent educational routine outside of homework, without nagging, yelling, or guilt. And you'll get one practical tip you can use tonight. Let's get clear about what we're building today. This episode isn't about getting through nightly homework battles. Don't worry, we'll tackle homework in a future episode. Today, we're talking about something even more powerful: how to establish a consistent supplemental learning routine for your child. Something that's part of your family's daily rhythm outside of what's assigned at school. This could be daily extra reading, together or independently, practicing math facts with real-world examples for fluency, working through an enrichment activity or an educational game, or even a family learning time, like reading aloud or discussing what they learned that day. The goal is to build this routine early, especially in elementary school, so it becomes second nature, not a struggle. When kids are used to doing a daily learning habit, it pays off exponentially later on. It's not about perfection or pressure. It's about making learning a natural, expected part of the day. And if you're thinking, we're already so busy, remember, this routine doesn't have to be long. Start with 10 to 15 minutes and gradually work up to 25 minutes a day. Anchor it to something you already do at home, after dinner, before bedtime, or right after school. Whatever works best for your family. Before we get practical, I want to share the big picture. In this podcast, you'll hear me talk a lot about the R.A.I.S.E Scholar Framework. It's the foundation for everything we do here. R.A.I.S.E stands for Regulation Before Rigor, Autonomy Over Assistance, Instruction versus Practice, Systems Beat Willpower, Evidence Builds Confidence. Today's episode is about the S, Systems Beat Willpower. We're building a daily system, a routine that makes learning as automatic as brushing your teeth. When it's just what your child does every day, it becomes a foundation for success, not just in school, but life. Let's be honest. We all know routines are important for kids, adults, everyone. But life happens. We're tired, our kids are tired, there's sports, extracurricular activities, dinner, work, and just life. We all know consistency is important, but consistency isn't about perfection. It's about starting again when you miss a day. And here's something I want you to remember. Habits stick better when they're tied to something you already do. Psychologists call this habit stacking. For example, you might always have dinner around the same time. What if you attach a 10-minute learning session right after dinner, before anyone leaves the table? That way, you're not inventing a new routine. You're building on what you already have. If you're listening and thinking, we've tried routines, but we always fall off, you're not alone. Trust me, I've been there too. The key, however, is to normalize missed days because they're going to happen. So you just have to keep going. No guilt, no shame. Did you hear me? No guilt, no shame. Let me tell you what this looked like in my own house. When my kids started a supplemental routine, it was in addition to their regular schoolwork. And yes, they complained a lot. So I gave them a 2-minute complaint window. They could vent, I'd listen, and you'd be surprised how you can connect and find out what's really going on in their world just by listening. Sometimes they'd say, we're tired, or their day was really long, and if it was something valid, I'd take it into consideration. But after those 2 minutes, we moved on. I'd say, okay, you got it out. Now let's get this done. I'd even share with them, Mommy doesn't always want to get up for work, but we like the lights on when we come into the house and food in the fridge. And I would explain, sometimes we do things we don't love because it gets us where we want to go. This helped my kids see that routines aren't about loving every minute. They're about progress and stability. And honestly, it took the pressure off of me too. I didn't have to fix every complaint. I just had to listen, acknowledge, and move forward. So let's get practical. Here are some ways you can create consistency without turning your home into a boot camp. First, find a routine that fits your family. Don't worry about what works on Instagram and what the family next door does. If your family eats dinner together, attach learning to that time. If evenings are hectic, try mornings or right after school. Mornings worked for our family because their school didn't start until 9 a.m. For me, after 8 p.m., I became grumpy mommy, so I only had the bandwidth for a bedtime routine. So it's important for you to find the time where the energy is right and what is going to work best for you and your family. Keep sessions short at first. For elementary kids, start with 10 to 15 minutes. Over time, work up to 25 minutes a day. Consistency beats length every time. Let me say it again. Consistency beats length every time. Use visual trackers. Put a calendar, sticker chart, or whiteboard where your child can see their progress. Kids love seeing their streaks, and some adults do too. Don't just send your kids off. Check in. Getting them to work independently is great, but you have to check in. Ask them to explain one thing they learned or practiced, or have them read their answers out loud. This builds independence and keeps them accountable. Normalize missed days. If you skip or miss a day or two, just pick up again. No guilt, no pressure. Progress is about what you do most of the time, not all of the time. Involve your child in planning. Let them choose the time or the learning activity. When kids have some say, they're more likely to stick with it. For older students, encourage self-checklists, timers, a weekly review together. Middle and high schoolers can handle more responsibility, but they still need support. It is very important to check in with them, ask to see their work, and have them explain what they're working on. If there's resistance, use the complaint window. Let them get it out, then move on. It works for all ages. Trust me, I use this with my mom all the time. Connect routines to real-life benefits. Let them know when you finish early, you get more free time. Or explain, the more consistent we are, the less stressful school feels. If you try even one of these, you're already winning. Here's the truth. It isn't about being a perfect parent or running a boot camp. It's about giving your child a sense of stability and showing them that consistency, not perfection, is what leads to confidence and independence. If you miss a day, it's okay. No shame. Just start again tomorrow. Progress isn't linear, and every family has off days. Trust me, we had a lot. Remember, systems beat willpower. If you're building a routine that works for your family, you'll see progress, even if it's slow. And most importantly, this is about building a love of learning, a habit that's as natural as brushing their teeth, not just something they do during the school year, but every day for life. Here's your confidence builder for the week. Pick one time of day you're already doing something together, like after dinner or before bedtime, and attach a 10 to 25 minute learning session to it. Use a kitchen timer and a sticker chart for every day it happens. If you miss a day, just start again. No guilt. Try it this week and see how it feels for your family. If this helped, share it with another parent who's trying to make learning less stressful. And remember, consistency is about showing up, not being perfect. You're building something that lasts. In the next episode, we're diving into a topic every parent knows: homework struggles. We'll break down what's really happening and how you can make homework time less stressful for everyone. Thanks for listening to Raising Scholars. See you next time.